Yo guys, what is up? We are back to another stream. However, this isn't going to be your normal one. So, what we're doing is, I found this game, right? So, backstory time. Found this game on the store, thought it was great looking. And what I mean by that is the fucking graphics look like AIDS, but the gameplay looked solid. So, I looked into it a little bit, and I found out this game has like a cult following, but nobody made a guide on it. Nobody made any direct things for it. The closest thing I found to a guide for it was a forums post where somebody had said, like, the easiest way to beat the game is getting a specific character first, leveling it up, and then getting the MK1000, and then just, that is a powerful weapon, and then fully upgrade everything and you're good to go, and eventually you'll beat the story. And so, then I also saw comments in that where people were going into more detail, but basically, though, throughout that, I came to the realization, this game has no guide. This game has reviews on it, and all the reviews are just people confused as hell as to what they're playing. So, the game, though, was a little bit popular earlier last year, and it was about, like, midway into last year that this became popular, and then it just dropped off, like, just instant dropped off. And it wasn't, like, hella popular either, it was, like, a couple thousand people, like maybe a couple tens of thousands, not like in the hundreds of thousands range, but you know, decent. And so we're here now to look at everything. And so what this is this is just going to be us running through it, one playthrough. Now, the way I want to do this is I actually am going to make a like full out guide for it. And the reason is because there isn't, like, there physically is not one for this game. So as we're doing this, I'm going to do the first match as Chloe, because that is what the guide said to use. Like, so you start off as John, you level him up, and eventually you'll get Chloe for like 2,000 coins. 2,000 coins isn't hard to get. Matter of fact, 999 coins isn't hard to get. That's how much the MK1000 was. And just so that you have this clarified, because I'm going to need that on a side thing, what these two things do, here's just a quick summary. The MK1000... Level 5 is its max level. Most characters go up to level 20. I think all of them do. Basically, the MK1000 is 2 guns on your side, tripling your firepower. Simple as that. Chloe has the ability of magnetism. That's why everyone uses her for early game. And you got cutscenes, you got all this. You can buy power-ups when you're in the like little loading screen, but you should never waste your gold on that unless you're going for an in-game run as a character that can't handle it. And I do have the music turned off and the volume decently low. The reason's because this game blares in your ears. Basically, though, the way it works is you do need to be a higher level to handle a lot of stuff in this game. Level 2, and here's the way this game scales because it's a little bit weird. Level 1 is as simple as just this. It's just killing zombies, and then you get to dogs, and then you just keep going. And then at the end, you fight a mage? Yeah, a mage that turns into a giant alien zombie god. Anyway, we don't question that part. What we question is this game's scaling. So when you start off, you're level 1, and this is actually near impossible. So you kill these things in like 3 or 4 shots, and you don't shoot this fast. But what winds up happening is at about the 3rd zone of this place, because I remember it took me hitting level 8 with John before I got past it. So at about level 8, you'll be able to handle it. However, before then, you get blocked by a huge zombie. By the way, this is meant to be a bullet hell game. The first zone is nothing like that. It's literally just shooting slow zombies, which, I mean, it's a good enough intro. Although, they call them zombie waves always, and I won't understand that. You'll understand why later, but yeah. We'll go into the story too, because the story looks like it came out of Google Translate, and that's never good. So, yeah, we got all these dogs, we got all the zombies. It's just, you know, a normal slow-paced shooter at first. Oh yeah, now, so they start spawning, and when they spawn in, they'll sometimes shoot a bullet, but they don't do it after they spawn in. It's just when they spawn in, they'll do it, and then after that, it's not. Also, when they're in those coffins, you can run into them, and running into them destroys the coffins. So, fun little side notes if you want to change up your playstyle. Also, try to destroy, so this is the big guy. Yeah, you can just mow through him late game. So try to destroy trash cans and cars, because those drop you items. And the items, later it's like barrels and boxes too. But the items, basically, that come out of them, it'll either be gold, which is good. By the way, this character has magnetism, like I said, so we're just getting all the gold sucked into us. In the bottom right, you can see my gold count, unless you can't. Sometimes Twitch shows the viewers the broadcast bar, sometimes it doesn't. And I don't know. I don't question it. Although, I have had it happen once where, I forgot which stream it was. I actually do have a stream that you can go on my YouTube channel and look it up. It has 999 minutes on it, and it's funny because I only streamed for like 30 minutes, but the stream completely broke down. I think we had 20 viewers, but it came up as we had 0 viewers and like 9999 minutes. And I don't know why that happened, but yeah. So, if you can see the gold count, though, it's really low because I just spent my gold fully upgrading the MK1000. Which, by the way, according to the guide made by one of the, it was part of the development team. But basically, though, just, you know, part of the broken English thing, this is powerful weapon. Yeah. So, we got that down. And, so if you notice that we started off with something in our B button slot, the reason is because that is a turret. That is one of those 2 unlockables that is not explained at all. And what it is a turret that you place down for a couple seconds, and it just shoots in a full circle. Like, you know, full circle. It doesn't turn or anything. It's just like it shoots in a kind of like 8 bullets in all directions type thing. I think it's 8. It's either 8 or 6. I'm pretty sure it's 8, though. And basically, though, you just go through the game. This game's kind of randomized. Not really, though. The enemies are normally always the same, with one exception. In Zone 4, and I know this one from experience, so in Zone 4, it is possible for certain enemies to spawn in that are not demons, and they're not actually supposed to. I think maybe the ones with guns are supposed to. That might be a thing, because I see them often. But every now and then you'll get a dog in there, and those aren't supposed to spawn in there. But this game's random in the sense that, like, when you kill an enemy, they have a chance to drop either a clock, dynamite, which nukes the whole map, one-shotting all regular enemies, and doing decent damage to bosses and sub-bosses, which are like the huge guys. So you got stop time, the dynamite, and stop time literally stops all time except for, and you'll see this soon, because I'm pretty sure this boss does it too, there's an ability where the boss will shoot bullets in all directions, but it's like a very clear pattern that doesn't move. And when they're shooting like that, okay, we'll let this get out, because if you kill it too early, one of its sub-bosses doesn't spawn, and I want to show the full boss fight. Yeah, because, like, if it off-screen... Fuck, I got hit. If it off-screens this guy to the right, he just doesn't spawn in. So, basically, though, what you want to do for this is that attack. If I use stop time right now, which I don't have it because nothing dropped it yet, but if I did have it and I used it, we would not be able to stop those. Those just move no matter what. Okay, now you get the super form, and you want to get as far away as possible, so this way. Okay, yeah. Zone 1 cleared, random. So, clears with 9 health, but we just had like 7 stop time and dynamite stocked up, and then I got crushed by the boss, though. So it just went bad up to there. So for this area, you probably can't handle it till you're 15. And then after this point, like this zone, literally the game just kind of scales weird. And what I mean by that is, like, the boss is really easy, but the pacing for just being able to kill all these things is a little bit iffy. Once you've got the MK1000, it makes this ridiculously easy because your damage is now literally tripled. But before then, this place, you probably won't be able to kill half these enemies, and you'll just be running through the level dodging them. Now, what I find ironic is this character, because she has magnetism, she actually does, like, the least damage from the 2 starters. However, that being said, she's not really a starter. You do have to buy her, but the game expects you to buy her early. She's not bad, though. You can make it all the way to the end with her pretty easily. I think, though, the starter, John, he actually does, like, double her damage or triple. But, I mean, just handling the levels, this is kind of good for the coin collecting. Okay, now these large stem things can literally only do that AoE thing where they shoot in all directions, but it's always the same, they don't turn. Oop, ran into a force field. An electrified fence, I forgot what they're called. Yeah. Get that. Ooh, wait. Lay down time. Now, the hitbox for this is really questionable, but if you land everything perfectly, you should be able to walk through that fence without getting hit. The reason I did slow time just for that was because you need the extra health, and if you got slow time active, nothing's going to spawn in. Although the timer at the bottom of the screen doesn't move, because it's a timer, it's not based off kills. Ooh, got it. Okay, so, try to take all of this out real quick. Dynamite stick, that's useful, and medkit, and another time. Okay. Now, the biggest difficulty spikes are, so there's the start of this level, and that's a pretty big difficulty spike, because the first level is nothing like this level. I think the third zone, when starting, is ridiculously hard, because that's place they introduce the demon-type enemies, but ironically, once you can one-shot them, that is the easiest zone in the game. Especially with the boss, because the boss looks... It looks so stupid the way they have it set up. There's very tiny spaces you can go through to dodge it. However, those tiny spaces are a lot bigger than they look. The reason's because the way it looks is you're supposed to ride your motorcycle, and if you get hit, it's supposed to look like, well, if the motorcycle gets hit, you take damage, but it's literally just your character on the motorcycle that matters. So you've got a few extra pixels to dodge. We're not going for a deep run, but I want to at least get to zone 5 to give decent explanations for every area. Like, this area is pretty cut and dry, it's just run through and don't die. It's just a basic in-game run though. If you're going to go for a hard run, what you want to do is, not like make the game hard run, but if you're wanting to go for like a deep run, then what you are gonna, oh no, a clock, oh I missed it, okay. Well, what you're going to want to do is go into the main menu whenever you're first entering, and you end up on a map. So when you're on that map, you want to save up your coins for until you're positive this is going to be like your hard run, for example. And then you just buy really a bunch of extra lives. You want to buy a bunch of time stops. And you only want to buy those for the harder, like once you get to a level you're pretty sure you're not going to be able to handle. It's all kind of like you test the water and then you figure it out. And that's done. Okay. Yeah, that was a pretty decent boss though, like in terms of easiness. Now this game is literally just like you keep doing runs and you keep getting better stats and better gear. Okay. And also you've got the weird story behind it, which the story's iffy. Iffy at best. like the best way to describe it. Okay. So, what we're gonna go ahead and do is... Yeah, so now, like, I can see my own gold, and it doesn't... And here's the motorcycle level. So, this is always... You either do really bad or really good. Pro tip, though, the electric fences cannot spawn on the very top of the map or on the very bottom. Those are, like, definite safe zones, so if you're not prone to, like, constantly looking forward like I'm not, that's just easier like that. I know every now and then I get to a point where, like, I can subconsciously just see out of the sides of my eyes where the enemies are and shoot them, but normally I don't do that. Also, so those green demons that have a lot of health, those don't always spawn. And what I mean by that is it's kind of a rare enemy. Even in Zor, I don't see them. They just don't spawn normally. It's like every now and then, though, you'll get one or two. I think there have been a few times where I've seen more than that, but, like, I've been all the way on Zone 5. Zone 5 is not the final level, by the way. I looked at the achievement, made it past Zone 5. Zone 6 is the final area. I'm assuming it's like one flat-out boss fight, or it's going to be like you're actually going through the lab, which is meant to be where the Demon Lord is, or whatever. Oh boy. Yeah, I think, so if you're needing a gold farm, I know for a fact that the, 4th area and the 2nd area are the best 2 places for that, so if you can clear those 2 areas pretty decently, like the 4th area, you have to be pretty far in, but for the 2nd area, if you can do it, it's like, I think 1,500-ish, normally, 1,500-ish gold every time you clear it, and it's like, about 5 minutes, so... And also, this is the shortest level, like, that's the final boss right here, so you're about to tell that I like to do every few seconds, because this boss, the leeway, it's just easy, even though it doesn't look like it at all. Yeah. The motorcycle can get touched, but you can't. So, those are like perfect pixel dodges, but it's all good, like, it's doable. Stage 3 cleared. Oh my god. Okay. I like aids at platformers, but whenever it comes to like a side-scrolling shooter, I'm decent. We don't care about the story. If we wanted it, we'd ask. Okay, so how to go about this. We're just gonna go through. This is Zone 4. I was thinking of buying an item, but might make it without. We've got the turret. That's like our backup plan. And so this area, different zones have different amounts of waves. For example, the boss wave on the first zone is wave 5. I think it's the same on the second zone, however, the third zone only has 3 waves, like in total, the boss included. You've got, let's see, so for this place, if I remember right, we go here, then we go to a bridge, and then we go to a place that is literally just like, the enemies spawn spastically, and that's the hardest part about this level, because every zone has that one part where enemies spawn spastically. For the first map, it is the 4th zone, it's the one right before the boss, basically, that wave. Pretty sure it's 4th. And then, for the desert map, it's the one right before the boss. Same with this one, so it's like always the floor right before the boss, you get that ridiculous wave. And the best ways to beat it are just have a lot of dynamite and stop time. That's like the only way I've been able to find out. And it's not even guaranteed then that you'll do it, but it's helpful to have those things on hand. Now, and so for our guide that we're going to be making for this is just like the basic guide through the game of what you do, what everything does. And it's not going to be too in-depth, because this is just the first part. It'll be one quick one through, probably not even through Zone 6, but we'll try to make it through Zone 5. I don't even think we'll beat it, though. I have the big doubts, but we'll try. And I think, most of all, though, what I want to do is at least get one character guide for, like, you know, every single character. They'll probably be separate, and the reason's just for time's sake, so that people know what they're getting for what. That way it's like, you know, short videos. I might show, like, using their maxed out leveled versions if I feel like farming every character to max level. But to unlock every character, you do actually have to farm the first 3 or 4 characters to max level, and I've already got the first character max level, so... Because he doesn't count in that. He's just kind of the out man, and I guess the developers didn't plan on you maxing him out, because there's no point to maxing him out. He's just, meh. He's just like to get a stepping stone. Although, to be fair, in terms of survivability, I think he's better than Chloe, because he actually does so much damage that it literally, like, you just plow through the bosses. They don't even hit you half the time. And it's just because they die so fast. Okay, so this was the bridge. Then you've got the next part. There actually might be 2. Might be 2. There might be, like, we hit the end of this, and then we hit a wave, and then we have to go up, and that's the final wave before the boss. I know the wave right before the boss, though, problem. It's like our screen's gonna go up. That's how we'll know we're about to enter the hell that is that wave. All this, what I'm probably going to be focusing on is every single run that I'm showing off a character, we'll be showing off that character maxed out. Well, every run, while doing that, like, if they're already maxed out, we'll probably at least make it to this floor. That'll be enough to almost fully upgrade a character, hopefully. Like, so from what I've seen, every character has the same level up system, and I'm pretty sure with a full stack of money, meaning 99999, so 9,099, that pretty much will equal you maxing it. Yep, this is the wave. This is the bad wave. Okay, so you stand still, shoot the right one, the left one after moving up a little bit, those shots hit you. Clear the map. I have a strategy here. It's not a very good one. Strategy, nonetheless. Okay. Go through, grab that. Stops are random, so I have to change it up a bit, but make sure I grab enough stop times and stuff to where I can keep the map clear the whole time. All I want is the time to pass. Time doesn't pass when time stops. However, I need to survive and make sure the map's clear so there's stuff shooting at me. Oh, walked into lava. That's my bad. Okay. All these guys. Now, this game's actually pretty good. There's a few problems I have with it. Like, the random things you can step on that hurt you, because, in all seriousness, I thought there'd be a boundary and that you couldn't actually walk on the lava and take damage. When I found that out, I was very upset, because that was my final life, my first run that I made it this far. And, like, up until this point, that's not a thing. There's the electric walls in the second area, but, like, that's it. That's the only cue that you have that the environment in some places will hurt you. Anyway, though, so we're on the boss, and this boss is not difficult. I'll be honest, after playing the boss on the 5th floor, like, this boss I consider very easy, personally. And the reason's just because the way it works is you can't hit the bottom. Like, if you watch, you can't hurt it because you have to destroy the arms first. But after you destroy the arms, then he's vulnerable. For, you know, the few seconds that you're destroying him. Then he grows his arms back. That's always fun. Okay. So, like, those red shots, the head shooting off, and the blue ones, we can time stop, but I don't really see a point. I'm gonna place our turret just to cheese it. The extra damage makes this go by faster. Yep, half health. And... oh, we might have to do 3 times. Nope. Okay. That's it. Okay. Now we go on to the actual hard stage, which even... so, you're not actually meant to do this stage as Chloe, I'm pretty sure, and the reason I figured that is because if you try to, she doesn't do enough damage to kill the side minions, and she definitely does not do enough damage to just plow through the boss. The boss is right here. I might buy, like, 2 turrets. You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna go all in for this fight. because I wanna go through this. Ew, we can only have one turn at a time. We're gonna use that turret for the boss. This is gonna be the ultimate go. And if not, we'll make our gold back, I'm pretty sure. Like, we'll make most of it back. I think the only thing we won't get back is enough for one of those lives that we just wasted on, but who cares? That time stops, so I'll use one that we already have. And yeah, you see, like, we don't one-shot these guys. Okay, wave 1 cleared. See how far we can get here. Now, the final boss, there is a pattern you can use to get through most of it. It's just every now and then you'll trip up on your own pattern. It's because so many things are shooting at you at once. Plus, when I was doing it, I didn't have any slowdown times or dynamite. So that would have been helpful just to get rid of the side things. You want to try to keep a combo up, which means that you hit different enemies. And the reason that's important when you're underpowered like this is because by hitting the different enemies, you enter combo mode, which is where you do enough damage to basically kill a boss pretty easily. Let's see, that's me just carving out its health bar. And creating that so we don't take damage. We'll probably take damage anyway, but... Ooh, slide through the opening. And almost done. This level is actually really short, by the way, so next what happens is we go up that, what looks like a dead body up here to the top right, and I think there's another wave like halfway up it, and then we hit the boss. And it's, that wave is a pain, but it's doable at least. If it wasn't doable, I probably wouldn't have stocked up on everything. Which, to be honest, it's barely doable with a fully upgraded MK1000, so at least with her. I'm kind of debating what character is the best, because I couldn't find a guide for that either. Probably gonna have to do like a stat comparison once we got all the characters. And there is a character you get for beating the game, so that's another one. And then arcade mode, you're not actually meant to do until you beat the story mode, because, you know, you unlock the characters, and none of the starter characters are meant to actually beat the game. Like, if you actually are going through the game, and then you look at the character unlocks as you're unlocking them story-wise, what's supposed to happen is, for Zone 1, you're supposed to play as John. For Zone 2, you're supposed to play as, the red-haired one, Flan or whatever. And then for the next zone, you're supposed to play as the next one. And then for this zone, you're supposed to unlock the 2 last characters. However, you know, obviously by that point, you could only have one of them because you haven't beaten the game. So that means that that one, for getting all the other characters to level 20, you're supposed to already do by then. So I guess that was the intended farm. We're only like halfway through this wave. This is literally ridiculous. Like, even if you could insta-kill, this would be ridiculous. Okay, let's hope that turret can really help with the boss, though. I'm pretty sure it will. Okay, we're almost out, we're almost out. Yes. Okay. And I didn't have the final upgrade of the MK, so since we have that now, this boss fight might be a little bit more doable. I'm not really sure, though. for now. And I know that you can also upgrade the turrets, so that's always another option for what we can upgrade to help. I just think really, though, we need to get the later characters, because I haven't been focusing on those. And these things, by the way, despawn once you hit this boss, and I'm guessing because it takes the entire map up. Yep, see? Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, so first you definitely, above all else, want to take out these two skulls. Yeah, so we got life, but then we tanked a hit, causing us to take damage. But at the same time, we have invincibility frames when we take damage, so that's how you save yourself from getting in a tight spot here. Even though not really. Okay, and yeah, you just gotta maneuver through this. And you can clear the map whenever needed. Except we don't have dynamite now, so we can't do that again. Ooh, got hit. We can only fail getting hit 6 times, so gotta keep an eye on that. Ooh, okay. We got this. We got this. We'll get hit 2 more times, probably. Nope. Got it. No, do we just go up there? Nope, guess not. Okay. That was fun. Kinda wanna see this cutscene. Tries to make it sound like an adventure. Okay. So, yeah, and I guess this is the final level. So, we're gonna lose, but let's go in and just check it out. Is it just a boss? No, it's not just a boss. What the heck? These things are teleporting. I don't like that. Okay, so they teleport as soon as you shoot them. That's the moral of the story here. This is honestly a lot easier than what we've been doing. Makes me kind of happy. Just a culmination of all the enemies we fought up until now. I feel like that boss, though, is going to be just ridiculous. Plot twist, he one-shots. Okay. Okay, now I'm pretty sure... Okay, so that giant brain thing's probably the final boss. I'm gonna just go on a limb and say that. Time to see just how legitimately ridiculous this boss is gonna be. Wait, can we actually clear the map? Is that a thing we can do? I think it is. No, these things are gonna spawn infinitely. Okay. Okay, so he ends the spawning. Oh, what is this? Oh. Oh, that's pleasant. Okay, that's not pleasant at all. This isn't gonna be a one-stage boss fight. This is gonna be like we either kill him and he gets stronger, or it's gonna be like in the middle of the fight he's gonna get a random buff. I already know what's coming. Though I do wish we did more damage. The lack of damage is expected, but depressing. And also, this is surprisingly dodgeable. Like, when that guy rains down from the sky, you just go to the right side and you're safe. Yeah, it's gonna have another form as soon as we kill it. Okay. Sorry about that, someone was at the door. Okay. What is the... Oh. You know, for a second I forgot what this was. Oh, Jesus Christ. What are you? Oh. No. No, that's not fair. What are you? No. No, this is not a second form. This is like... This better be the final form. Oh my god. No, I'm dead. I already know. This is not ending. Yeah. Okay. Okay, no, I'm gonna need a lot more damage than whatever Okay. Okay, well, now we know for future reference. We're gonna need a lot for that. Okay, so... That was just, you know, a run-through guide on the basics of this game. I hope y'all had fun in that hell at the end, because that's not fair. Okay, so I want to look at the character stats real quick. So, we have Lieri. So she does even less damage than Chloe, but you get 2 times gold. And I don't know what shot special means. Maybe that's like how fast... shot speed, that's stupid. I'm stupid. But that must be what it is. So, basically, she shoots twice as fast. Okay. But he still does the best damage, so... Yeah, okay. Well, then we're gonna look at the rest. So, hope you all have fun watching. And for the next time that we do this game, what I'm probably gonna go over is... So... We already saw a Chloe run, so we'll just count this as the Chloe run, because you already saw what she does. We'll do the John run next, see how that goes, and then we'll do a Larry run, and then I guess we'll do a Fail run right after. I just realized his name's Fail. Oh god. Oh god, it's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so bad. Anyway, hope you all have fun watching. See you next time.